Nun. So The Nun is another prequel to The Conjuring. Wow. You make a pretty solid horror film and then you give us prequels that are crap. Except for Annabelle 2. I actually like that one. Point is, The Nun is the origin story from the iconic demon from the Conjuring series, which is The Nun. It takes place in the 50s, this convent, this temple. I'm not really always down with my Catholic terminology. This building that houses nuns might be possessed. It might no longer be holy. So there's this priest that's sent there from the Vatican and this nun in training who's sent with him, and they're gonna investigate. And after that, let the mayhem begin. And the jump scares. More jump scares than mayhem. Yep, it's a jump scare fest. You knew that from the trailer. At least the trailer was honest with us. In the trailer, the girl's walking. There's that creepy nun behind her. You think that nun's gonna lunge at her, and then another nun lunges from the other side. You see that, you know it's a jump scare fest, but at least they didn't hide it. At least they're owning it. It's not just jump scares. It's jump scares that they're not new, and you see them coming a mile away, which is usually the case with jump scares. It's just so blatantly obvious. Something taps someone on the shoulder, they turn around, and the camera's with them while they're looking that way. You're like, it's gonna come from behind them. We did that to people in junior high. They're just like, ooh, what could it be? Something tapped me on the And if it's not obvious as jump scares, it's a lot of illogic. Not just lack of logic, but leaps that people take. You're like, how did you make that leap? Not that you were wrong, but how? Illogic in the sense that this person's buried in this little box and they light a lighter and I'm like, burn your oxygen. That's smart. Then again, this was the 50s. That's common knowledge now. Maybe it wasn't back then. I wasn't alive. Remember Back to the Future 2? Marty McFly's like, I know CPR. And someone says, what's CPR? We learn things fast in this world. So maybe he didn't know that. Maybe he thought he could pray for more oxygen. I don't know. Point is, there's this one crypt with a bunch of books. He's like, maybe those books can help us. Or the dude just got buried with his journals. Why would you think those books would help you? Not that he was wrong, but still a leap. And personally, I just thought the characters were bland. I wasn't interested in them. I will say for young Vera Farmiga, if I was gonna cast young Vera Farmiga, that's the girl I would cast. So while editing this, I went on IMDb and found out that's actually Vera Farmiga's younger sister. So it totally makes sense as to why she was cast. And I just woke up. I look like shit. That's why you're getting this audio fill-in rather than video. Whatever, back to the review. Other than that, everyone just comes across as bland, except this one dude, they call him Frenchie. When you first meet him, he comes across like Pepe Le Pew, like, hey, how's it going? Beautiful woman. He doesn't talk with that thick of an accent, but you get it. He was just cartoony, but as the movie goes on, you accept his cartoony nature. He kind of comes across as Brendan Fraser light. That's Brendan Fraser from The Mummy. But in a world where the audience I was watching this movie with was laughing pretty hard in certain scenes, those certain scenes being the scenes that were trying to be very serious, and it came across as cheesy because imagine an 8-year-old wrote a script. Now imagine adults have to deliver the lines in that script with all the drama that is becoming of a serious scene. Just comes across as hokey. At least this one dude was like, I know it's cheesy and I'm gonna commit to it. So he was like, I'll kind of be a cheesy, quasi-comedic, roguish character. And it kind of makes him a standout in this movie. I thought it worked. It's not like he saves the movie. Generally speaking, the movie is just boring. It's boring because you've just seen all of it before. The cross on the walls turning upside down, seen it. Dark, shadowy figure down the hallway, seen it. And you can literally count. You can clock the jump scare at 3, 2, 1. There it is. There actually was a thing or two plot-wise I enjoyed, but it kind of goes into spoiler territory, so not here. I appreciated that, appreciated the attempt, but again, the movie was just, it was too far gone at that point. Guys, in the end, The Nun, it was useless. It was useless in the sense that it's just, if you want a better version of this movie, it's somewhere out there. At least a version of it. This movie is like a Frankenfuck, an amalgamation of a few different horror movies. And everything they've stitched into this movie was done in another movie and it was done better. This movie made me think back to The Conjuring, just how pure it was. It wanted to be a legit, cool, scary horror movie that for the most part used simplicity. It was a demon terrorizing a family. It's pretty simple. This goes way over the top with the origin story, the CGI, the crack in the ground, something's coming out of it, which is completely ripped off from Hellboy, I'm just saying. It's not the worst I've seen, but I'm just not gonna remember this one in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. Alright, so The Nun, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.